Good evening, family. My name is Whitney Clark. I am a write-in candidate for Detroit City Council District 5. I'm here live in Detroit, Michigan, and I have a special guest with me tonight for Weekend Reactions, Miss Iris Clark. How are you doing?
Stanfield. I'm wonderful.
Well, it's just great to see you. God is good. How was church?
Church was really good. How was church for you? Church was really good.
Church was good. And I was telling Taryn a few minutes ago, I got a message from my pastor, and he said, worship was really good today, and so that was good to hear. My pastor say that. Did Corley had a baby?
Oh yeah, Coy Leroy or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought I saw somewhere they said she was already with a new dude. Is that
Why
true?
not? What's wrong with that?
No, wait. I'm saying, like, she just had a kid.
What that mean?
Oh, stop. Is she supposed to have a new man already?
He was. She don't know why she was pregnant. What's she supposed to do? Wait to have a baby,
Oh
hoping
my
you better.
gosh. This cycle is never ending, Lord.
Oh, you got the right one on your live tonight.
Man. Oh, Russell Brand, Lord. Let's see. Ice around prison. Man, God is good.
Can you hear that?
I can hear a little bit.
Good. I don't want
I
it to
don't
be
know if
too
we can
loud.
play that though. We might get,
Okay, I
copyright.
don't want it to be too loud. Cut it down.
Oh, yeah, you got okay.
You can't hear. I cut it down. Look, this is this new
Lord, they don't listen, they hard headed. You can't
Who?
play it. It'll get us triggered. Lord.
Now it was playing this whole time. I want to know if you can hear it.
God help
And
us.
now you can't hear it now. Go.
Okay, that should be fine for real. That should be good. But yeah, no. Um, Let me let this stuff flow. Now, who was that? SZA?
No, that was LMA.
Oh, LMA. Oh, have you seen the Nelly and R. Kelly show?
Nelly and R. Kelly.
I mean, Lord, I'm sorry.
Sometimes I wonder.
Don't worry. The Nelly and Ashanti show. Lord help
No,
me.
I have this on Peacock and I don't have that subscription right now.
Um, have you heard anything of it?
Yeah, people. I've heard that people say they may have should have waited a while because people still on the hiatus about him performing for Trump.
Oh,
Yes.
Shit.
Bishop, Bishop.
What he laughing
They,
at?
why they mad at him for performing? Jesus, why
Because
they
he'll sell out.
Who y'all talking about?
Nelly.
beating hard,
What go
beating
down?
down like a retard? No, I'm saying, how could they possibly be mad at R. Kelly for performing for someone
Why are you
like
talking about
Trump?
R. Kelly?
I mean, Art, what do I? Because I hope he gets out. There, I said it.
Yo, you want Robert to be set free? I want Robert to be set free too.
Let me go find the
Hey,
portable
Roger.
charger for this camera. This guy's phone. Let me go find the portable charger. I do want R. Kelly to be out, get out of jail.
He got a wife waiting on him. Did you see her? You see him talking about Robert Kelly, girlfriend or fiance, whatever it is, she is. Have you seen that? Chill, where you at? Chill.
Yeah, but I can't find it now. All right, there we go. Oh, and now I need some light, Lord. Help me, Lord. Help us. Can you see me? Good. I'm still
Yeah, I
there.
wish you would say hold on.
Oh, I'm sorry. I
Yeah, you
said in
really
my
are.
spirit. God is good. All right, I'm sorry. My apologies for real.
Have you talked
Oh,
to Big
have
Boy?
you heard? Huh? What?
Have you talked to your brother?
I have it. I'll call him. Have you heard about Philly?
What about it? Oh, what about it?
The trash.
The what?
The trash issue that they're having.
No, what is it?
Hold up, I'm about to play something. Hold on.
This is the dumpster they have for the area next to a playground. I guess they did that because the city owns the property.
Give me just a minute.
Right next to the baseball field. Oh, okay.
Can you hear that?
So both
Yeah.
All right, good.
And today, what we're going to do, it's like Miley Cyrus. It's the best of both.
All right, so let me give you a little context. So basically, they have a strike going on in Philadelphia right now, which is kind of crazy because Philly is the birthplace of America. It's they just had Fourth of July, et cetera, et cetera. So that's kind of like the irony of it all. Excuse me, but They have District 33. Lord, that didn't went out. Help us, Jesus. Basically, my apologies. Basically, they have these workers on strike, and they are several types of workers. They are librarians. They are sanitation workers. They are workers that work in like the morgue, apparently, and so they're on strike. And so one of the issues that is caused because they are sanitation workers is the fact that their trash is not being picked up. I'm surprised you haven't heard about this. Well, I mean, maybe no, maybe it's not a national story just yet. But and maybe because I'm here on the Northeast, maybe that's why I've heard about it. But it's really a crazy thing because now you've got the mayor telling the citizens that you can set up you can drop your trash off on at 63 different makeshift sites throughout the state. I mean, throughout the city, and that has resulted in just random trash piles across the city. And of course, people are sickened by it, and so.
So why are they on strike? What's the problem? And I can't see you. I can't see you. But
Okay,
why are they on strike?
let me go get this light real quick. For better pay, let me see. Oh, that's what I wanted to change real quick. Let me do this real quick as well. So this goes. And then once I get this light, then we'll be on the same page. You'll be able to see me because Lord knows I need to be visible. Okay.
Oh, I thought you could say, Lord knows I can see you and can.
No, I'm just saying that it only makes sense for me to be visible. Let me go get this real quick. I'll be right back. A cute alien. Tierney got her some pictures done by AI. And let's just say they don't look like her.
See?
What? Oh, crud. Did this unplug? No, it wasn't plugged in. All right. Give me 2 seconds. God is good. Oh, crud. I'm happy there was nothing in there. There we go. There we go. Oh, is that better?
Uh-huh.
God is good. All right, bless you, bless you. All right. So,
Thank you.
we're on the same page now. And I'm about to play my joint on my joint. I'm about to hold. I'm about to hold. I'm about to play what you guys see on the screen here is on it's coming from my phone, right? You see my
Yeah.
phone here. Let's see here. Let's set this up. Okay, bam. But I'm going to have my phone on this this uh wonderful device. Now, as I am screen recording, I'm screen recording. You see my screen here. I'm going to my Bluetooth, bam, and I'm turning this device on. Oh wow! Bluetooth mode. Sounds real sleek. Let's get
Look
it
at mine.
connected. All right, it's connected. All right. Bam. So now you're going to hear my phone on this. I can go to this screen right here. Bam. But I'm saying all of that to show you my speaker slash phone holder. It's a wonderful, wonderful Bluetooth speaker. I recommend that you purchase it. It's a great, great device. And listen to me when I tell you it's super loud. And when the light is like when it's dark in the room at night, and then you have this little light kind of glowing, it really kind of sets a cool little vibe in the room. You'd be surprised how much this little light can light up your whole room if it's a dark space, and it's a definite vibe. And so I'll be sitting this right here. Also has a USB port and a USB-C port. So bam, that's how you charge it, etc. Just so you can keep it charged. And also, I like this little thing right here. This little button, this on and off button right there that you can switch over. Ironically, like I said, when it's dark in the room, you don't, you want to be able to just find that button and boop, boop. So, anywho, all right. Nevertheless, let's play the garbage. Let's play it. All
Cut
right,
mine
you ready?
off.
I'm hands free. That's just what I'm saying. I'm hands free because I've got this wonderful device that just shows you. Where can we get that device from?
You can get it from the TikTok shop, and I wish I could have my page on there so you could get it from me, because I did do a review on it, and you could get it from me and I earn commission.
Okay. Well, what I'll do is I'll put a link to your TikTok shop on my QR code right here, and then we'll just go from there. How does that sound? Good. Uh-oh, she's gone. Oh, she left me. Help me, Lord. Life is so fragile. Okay. Well, anyway, let's jump into this video real quickly here, and I want to talk about what's going on because I'm really trying to connect the dots here for the family and for the community really at large. Let me know whenever you're coming back in. Let's see.
I'm here, but I'm getting a call from Tyler.
Okay, do your thing and call me back. Jump back in a few. Tell him I
Right,
said hello.
right back, because I'm gonna call you right back.
Okay, tell him I said hello.
Okay,
All right.
all right, I will. Bye.
Bye. All right, so she'll jump back in here in a few. Now, I want to ask this question though. This light is kind of bright as well, but I want to ask a question of you here because Philly is a old street. Let me set this up again. My name, my name. Okay, excuse me, you all. Good evening again. My name is Whitney Clark, and I am a write-in candidate for Detroit City Council District 5. Now, listen, I am so excited about the upcoming local elections here in the city of Detroit. I believe that these elections are the most consequential, the biggest elections in our lifetime, and I certainly hope that you are locked into what's going on, and I hope that you understand that you get an opportunity to decide what the future of the city looks like as a result of the way you vote in the next few weeks. And so I'm asking you to do your research on the candidates and ask each of us, at this point, because of the local nature of our race, you should have almost access to each of our telephone numbers. Listen, ask a couple of questions, because what happens here in your city, the way the cops treat you, yes, like the way things happen, the schools, the libraries, the streets, like the convenience stores, like the liquor stores, how many of them exist? The way, like what we just like what happens here in the city, the way your neighborhoods look, you get to decide it right now. That's what you're about to do. You're about to decide what your community is going to look like because you're picking the people who are going to make the decisions. Now, here's the thing that I want you to be mindful of. It's not. It's one thing to Can I? There we go. I feel like I'm in the shop more. Maybe I could be closer. This light's bright, people. All right, is that good? Is that good? Is that better lighting? I felt like the lighting was. I felt like the lighting was. I don't know. It gave me some type of. It gave me something that I didn't like. I didn't like it. But I'm going to move in a little bit closer here to make sure that we are lined up properly. Good evening again, everybody. Whitney Clark here. I was just talking about the fact that we are getting ready to come into some upcoming elections. We're doing weekend reactions of sorts. And so what I'm doing here is just talking about a couple of things. I want to highlight something that's going on in the great city of Philadelphia. It's the 4th of July weekend. Obviously the birthplace of the United States is in Philly.
All right, I'm back. You see this black stuff on my eyebrows?
Oh, okay.
You
Let
see
me
it?
set this. I'm gonna bring you in just a minute. I'm setting something up real quick. I'm
Oh, my
setting.
bad, my bad.
No, you're good.
My
God
bad.
bless you. God bless you. I'm gonna set you up. Oh, you good. Just give me. I'm gonna let you. You'll know when. You'll know when. Hold on. Give me a minute. Oh, okay. I love her. Okay. As I was saying a minute ago, was that the birthplace of the country is here in Philadelphia, and so we are mindful of the things that go on. The Super Bowl champions are from Philly. Like, will Embiid be ready for the postseason? Like, we know what's going on in Philly. You know what I mean? We kind of keep our eyes and ears on what's going on in Philly. And Philly has a mayor who can't spell eagle. No, no shade. I thought that was, funny how she played it off. Obviously, we've all misspelled a couple of words. So, that's, no harm, no foul, right? But what I'm saying is that because of these things, we know what's going on in Philadelphia. When things happen in Philly, we know. And so what's going on in Philly right now is the trash. The trash is the issue in Philly. And there is trash everywhere because the sanitation workers, amongst a couple of other workers that are in the same union, I believe it's District 33, they are on strike for better pay and better wages, better protections. The same things that people go on strike for, right? They want better pay, they want more work protections, they want better work conditions. I mean, what else are you going to strike for? So anywho, nevertheless, as a response, I'm just kind of setting this up for those of you who may not have been following this, and I'm going to at the end of this tie this into Detroit. So stick with me for those of you who are watching in that vein. But because I've got a question to ask about Mayor Parker, I believe her name is, as it relates to who our mayor is going to be. That's the conversation. But the mayor in Philadelphia, in response to the sanitation workers, I'm coming to you quickly, Iris. The sanitation workers being on strike, the mayor, in response to that, sets up, I believe, 53 or 63 makeshift drop-off stations for residents to drop off their trash, asking them to do so on the designated pickup day. So if your pickup day is Tuesday and Friday, then you please drop it off on Tuesday and Friday, and so on and so forth, but Monday and Wednesday, etc. And so what does that look like in real time? That looks like 63, official drop off trash locations, and probably 10, 20, 25, 30 other drop off stations, unofficial ones, that have caused havoc and for neighborhoods to smell pretty bad. Let's jump into a video here. Are you there with us? I'm gonna bring in Iris here, and we're gonna jump into one of these videos. Are you there? I think she's gone. She'll be back here in a minute. Let's jump into the video here and let's look at what's going on in the city of Philadelphia. I want to ask you, how do you believe the mayor has responded? Do you think she's done well, or do you think she hasn't done well? And then I'm also going to periodically show you some of the coasters that my wife got made for me because she loves me and because she thinks I'm a great father. All right.
Worlds. We're going to document the trash situation. There's another mattress. Whatever. Well, at least they're wrapped up in plastic. They did it properly. We're going to document the trash situation going on here in Philadelphia. I'm going to show what's going on in the South Philly area. This is before the Phillies game begins.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're going to a baseball game, too. It's Luke's birthday. I know.
And there might be a slight delay on the audio and video there. But let me let me put this back in perspective for you. This is a sidewalk. This is crazy. This is a sidewalk in Philly. Trash piled.
I feel like the city is collapsing. Although all it really is a big, well, no, there's piles of trash everywhere. But there's really big piles of trash. This guy just said, you know what, here, take the recycling bucket. Take them both.
Jeez.
I'm having a hard time. I'm trying to explain to my family, we're not recycling. That's a mess, that's right. I was telling my family, we don't have to recycle. You know, there's no recycling. It's just all trash. And they still keep putting shit in the recycling bucket. Throw it.
That's crazy. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. We'll bring her back in just a minute. But there are a number of different sights and sounds from this I don't even know what to call it. This strike. Obviously, that's technically what it is. There are a number of things that you can make of as a result of the strike. But man, there are a number of things that happen in a city, and there are a lot of parallels, I believe. And Philly is one of those cities I still have not been to. And I've been some places by God's grace. But Philly is a place that I have not been to yet. But are you back? Are you with us?
I was waiting on you, boo.
Are you there? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, good. All right, stick. Okay, let me bring you in. Let me bring Iris back in. Good to see you. How's it going?
Going like it should be.
God is good. Okay, so let me just kind of catch you up to speed with what we're discussing in the moment. I know that you may have stepped away. I know I had to step away, but I'm happy that we are able to reconvene here. And we lost her again. Lord help us. Lord,
No,
just
here.
keep us.
I'm here. I'm here.
Lord, oh, she's back. Oh, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, God. All right.
Ma, I know you probably haven't, but I'm gonna ask you. Have you seen this little box? It's a mascara. It's like a brown and gold box. I misplaced it. Lord. Okay.
All right. So when we've got our night show live and we've got 10 million watchers live, I don't want you can't get your mascara, then you just gotta just.
Now earlier when I was doing my stuff, you said I want you to do just that right there. Nah, I can't do it. I did my look.
Oh Lord, oh the Eagles have returned. We was just talking about Philly.
You ain't no type
No,
of good.
I love you. Okay. No,
I
okay,
love you both.
let me catch you up to speed. Okay, so let's come back
Okay.
together. Let's reconvene in a spiritual way. Okay. So Philadelphia has a new mayor, whatever. She's a mayor. Her name is Miss Parker. The District 33 sanitation workers are on strike. I believe it is my understanding that they have been on strike since July the 1st. It is now July the 6th. They live in Philadelphia, which means they celebrated July the 4th, the birthplace of the country, in Philadelphia. They celebrated it during the time of sanitation. During the time that the sanitation workers were on strike. Okay, what that looks like in real time, our viewers just saw a video, but I'll depict it for you here. There are piles and piles and piles of trash, just miles high, in the city of Philly, all across the city. Okay, let me show you an example of one. Okay, it's just like piles of trash. Okay, just like that,
Mm,
right? And so,
mm,
um, and so the question is, like, what the heck? What do you do? What do you do now? Also, before I was about to ask that question to you, how should it be handled? She set up 63 or 53. I'm not sure what number it was. I believe it's 63 makeshift drop off locations where citizens can drop off their trash. And what that has turned into is piles of trash on the city streets, blocking intersections. And obviously you have filth and just, just whatever. And then next you have what? Rodents and, and
mm.
then, and
And
so,
then disease. Also
thank you.
disease.
Thank you. And so, okay, so then last but not least, I'm asking the question as a candidate of for City Council District 5, write-in candidate, looking at the type of city that Philadelphia is and looking at the type of city that Detroit is, seeing that we are both older cities, seeing that we both kind of have these type of American parallels as it relates to, like, where we are geographically, etc. Democratic cities, so to speak. um I'm and our election is coming up. I'm asking myself, who can manage these type of issues as a mayor? And as a city council, how would we manage these type of issues? Because they could easily happen in a city like Detroit, like you see them happening in a city
How
like
much are
Philly.
they? How much are they getting paid? And how much are they asking?
So apparently, in order to work for the
Because I'm
city.
gonna say this. Let me say this first. I've known personally some trash men. I've known some trash men personally, and I also know of some trash men that lost their lives. One
Mm,
day out there in Texas City, right after my oldest kid's dad, he worked for the trash company. And
mm-hmm,
it sounds funny or whatever, but he used to come home and he brought me a Dooney and Burke purse, just stuff that he would find because it's a real job. You will be fine.
yeah,
Real life, authentic. I got a throwback Dooney now because I've been
you
having
got
this
your
kid
throwback.
that my kid's daddy got me.
God is good.
No, all the time. If you let them be good to you and you take things that are just a blessing as a blessing, then it's a blessing. Okay. Because they say it's a blessing to be a blessing. But anywho,
Wow.
he had stopped working as a trash man because it's also a very hard job. It's a hard job, and my kid's daddy. He a little old guy who,
Yeah.
you might feel like that might be too much for work for Bernard 6'4", 300 pounds, but for little old Hootie Daddy, that was a hard job for him. For real, for
Mm-hmm.
real.
Mm-hmm.
He quit, and within about 4 months, the you know how you take the exit to go to Palmer from 45? And you go over Texas City, you kind of go over this little bridge. Now you're passing up Gringos and you're passing up the mall. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
you on 45, and you almost to where that Walmart is, and you're gonna take that Texas City exit. You just get on Palmer,
Mm-hmm.
and then you going around, and then
Yeah.
you gonna The trash truck flipped over right there, and all three of the people in the truck died.
What?
Absolutely. Laurent cried because he had worked with the men. He cried. So that's a hard job. You're putting your life on the line for real,
So
for real.
they were on the highway on the back of the truck too, or
On
just in the truck?
inside, all three of them was inside. None of them was on the back. All
Oh,
three
but
of
they
them
didn't
was
have their
inside.
seatbelts on or something.
And the trucks, the truck is heavy, and the
Yeah.
truck was going around, and it flipped over, and it killed all three of the workers. The two that be on the back and the driver, all three of them
Lord,
died.
God rest their souls. Okay,
Yeah,
so yeah, well, it's. I mean, listen, it's.
that's a
I got,
hard job. It's
listen to me.
tiring. You come home. So how much do they get paid, and how much do they feel that they
Well,
aren't being?
that's what I'm about. That's what I'm about to tell you. That basically, in the city of Philly, which is in theory a good rule to have, you have to live in the city in order to work for the city. That's
Hmm.
not a rule that we have in the city of Detroit. Nevertheless, that's something that many of the citizens would say they want to bring back. So that's another parallel that Detroit and Philly have there. Okay, so what they're saying is that the wages that they make from the city aren't even livable wages for what it costs to buy and manage or own a home in the city. So
And
no,
then this is a job that you can not just always that you
hmm
can lose your life on. You're not gonna really, and it's so sad to say you're not gonna just be a school teacher. I know I'm all around, but nine times out of ten, school teachers just don't live their lives. You get a few people who are gonna go shoot up the school and stuff like that, but that's a hard job. I've known actual trash men, so that's a hard job. So
yeah,
it's just like pay them people, just pay them because you don't understand. All you do is take your trash to the curb.
man,
You don't
look,
understand what goes into it, mind you. You don't even they they don't even sometimes the trash truck in certain areas come at 7 o'clock in the morning. So you
no,
get up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning to
four or
go do
five.
a job.
I'm listen.
Yeah.
I'm telling you because my days, by just some weird way, just out of habit at this point, my days start around 5. I listen. I hear. I can literally show you this right down here. I hear the trash truck right down here at like 5 in the morning, 4 or 5 in the morning. Like
You
people
get
are
up in the morning going
man.
through
Let me
away
tell you,
the entire city's trash.
man. Let me tell you. Let me tell you
People.
the work that the work that people, the waste management people do, man, it's invaluable. Listen, it's invaluable. And now that you don't have it, you see just how blessed, listen, how
That's
blessed we
right.
are to have it.
That's right.
And my thing
People.
is, in a city like Detroit, in a city like Philly, where I'm sure the taxes are probably high, certainly we hear that the crime is high. Certainly we hear some of the similar inner city democratic like challenges, right? Like we hear some of those cities named in the same vein. And so like if anybody deserves to have a living wage, it's got to be the people that keep the place clean,
Yeah.
you know? And if we're going to, I guess my specific point is that if we're going to pay what we pay as far as taxes and things of that nature, like if that's what we're going to pay in comparison to other places in the country, then certainly, you know, these workers should have a living wage. You know what I mean? Like certainly they should. And so I think they're like
I
at
thought
40.
you knew that story about that the men. Now that was a couple of years ago now. Of course, it has to be a time that I was really talking to him. But that happened in Texas City. That happened right there in Texas City.
Yeah, they got some trash out here. They got some trash all across
Then
Philly.
you're gonna start to have animals. Ooh, that's no good. They gonna
Look,
have to pay the people. And if I was
let
him, I
me show
wouldn't go.
you another shot here. Let me show you. See this little shot? Now, this is not a drop-off station that the mayor set up.
That's not it.
This is a drop-off station that the people set up. See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. It needs to
And,
be in front of her front house. But
and
we know
some
that
and
you can't
listen,
just do everything.
somebody's already proposed that I wouldn't be I wouldn't support or you know
You would support it.
I would or endorse that. I wouldn't do it
You
personally,
wouldn't support it or endorse
and I
it.
sincerely mean that. I don't. I don't think. Yeah, I don't think that would be. I don't think this calls for that. You know what I mean? Like certainly whatever, but I don't. And that's my. And listen, and if I had trash piled up and couldn't escape it, and the odor was inescapable, I might want the powers to be to smell it too. Who knows? You feel me? So I just by God's grace, it's not a situation that we face here in the city, but it does beg the question. It does beg the question: who's going to be best at handling issues like this that just come up out of nowhere? Like, who even guessed that their contract was up and that they were, you know what I mean? Like, who would have even guessed that? It's the 4th of July, and out of all cities, Philly, you know what I mean? Like, who would have even guessed? And so my thing is like, this is a crisis that has happened out of nowhere. Like, how do you play shortstop, bring people together, and mitigate the issue without it exacerbating itself? Right? And so I want to know, how do you want? Do you think she handled this well? Two, what would you have done? She's saying that if you pay the people what they're requesting, that it'll bankrupt the city of Detroit. I mean Detroit, the city of Detroit, the city of Philly. She says she's not going to put. I have her in a quote. She's not going to put the fiscal future of the city of Philadelphia at risk for no one. But what the record books will show is that she offered the union a record contract. And so what she's saying is that in comparison to what they've been offered in record years, this contract pales in comparison. And I think their argument is just that. We haven't had a new contract in so long, and so to give an incremental contract still wouldn't be good enough. And so she's probably giving something that's outside of incremental, but they're saying it still doesn't make up for the cost of living, expense going up over these last 30 or 2 or 3 decades. And she's like, and so anywho, you get what I'm saying. Like when we were coming up, what minimum wage was like, you know, um, $5.75, right? And so
I think
you
so.
can't,
Something like that.
yeah. So you can't look me in the face and say, hey man, you know, I've doubled minimum wage, more than 15, like minimum wage, I doubled it. It's been doubled over the last 15 years. It's like, what? That's 12 bucks. I don't freaking care. And so
So
that's
what
probably.
nationality is she?
She's African American. Miss Sherelle I believe Miss Walker. I can probably pull up a picture of her, get a picture of her or something. But and she's an African American lady, and I mean she's got this good mayoral pop to her. I mean, she's a pretty lady, older lady. She gives me Elma Bamberg. She gives me, but you
Mm.
don't but again, to the naked eye, Elma Bamberg to the naked eye, just has the pomp. I'm pretty sure you can smell her beautiful perfume from the next room. She's got this gap, but she's a still pretty dark skinned lady. Nice, good head of hair. Plush woman, not big but not skinny. Full figured black woman, and you know, but I don't know, man. That's a see. How do you handle? Okay, so how do you handle that? How do you handle a crisis like that?
She got to work something out. It's
Yeah,
gonna get bad. It's gonna get bad fast.
man. And someone said like, if this strike goes on, um, um,
Actually,
um,
put something. I'm alive. Oh, I'm
imagine.
at your. Oh,
Tell
your
Pip
mind.
that's wrong. Imagine this strike goes
On the
on
table.
for 3 weeks. Ooh.
Mm, I feel.
Listen, this is going on for what, 6 days, 5 or 6 days? Imagine if it went on for no, for 3 weeks. That'd be so crazy. Like 21 days of negotiations. That's a decent amount of, that's not. But anywho, I just hate it. I hate it for her. I hate it for the city. And this is her first term, and this type of issue could be her first and her last term. And that is why I'm asking myself, who should who should Detroit's next mayor and city council be? My position is that these type of democratic cities are so bloated with over regulation that you could probably cut our budget in half. You probably could. And I'm being frugal about it. We could probably cut our budget in half if we trim the fat on it and just made our government, as technologically advanced. If we brought it up to current day, I think that could save us a lot of money and energy, and efficiency in city government. That's first and foremost. Um, and then you have the regulatory state. That's second, right? And so
Mm-hmm.
and so I think that you have the money to pay these workers. Is my point. If you are
Yeah.
creative in where you cut, and if you are creative in, how you, kind of get, one department to scale, etc. Get old people to retire. Just little things you can nip and tuck in a number of different places of city government that can create over, all your different departments a good amount of revenue. Again, that can go into paying these people, if you want to. And so, I think that where there's a will, there's a way. That's my position on it. Because what? Because guess what? We
What?
find the money to do whatever we want.
That's right. That's right. So what they need to do is take them a little old break because they're gonna have to pay him.
And I hate it. I hate it. I hate that. I hate that, you know. And then also, there's also a reality, because a lot of these big cities, though, too, a lot of these big cities, it's my understanding, are coming up against some budget deficits and things of that nature. There's also a harsh reality that a lot of the tax bases in these cities are dwindling down. These big metropolitan cities, they're dwindling down because of the way that they are governed. They're unsafe, and they're not good, and they don't have good schools, and so therefore families aren't attracted. Families don't stay. We lost her again.
No, I'm here.
Come on, God is good. We got her back. Well, okay. So families don't stay. Families aren't attracted to the cities, and so you have dwindling tax bases in these big cities. You have these, you don't have the revenue and the tax revenue, um, you know, kind of going in these neighborhoods and in these cities like you used to, and so maybe the money isn't there. But that's
Yeah.
simply as a result, because that's a result, of us not investing when we had it to invest, so to speak. What are your thoughts
How
on
do
this?
you see how much like a I don't know, like how do you get money back into a city though? I wouldn't know nothing about that.
How do you generate money into a city?
Yeah.
Well, the best way to generate money through into a city is to have a good industry. I think good industries are important in order to grow the revenue of a city. You have to have um you have to have good city services. And so when I'm saying like bringing revenue into the city, it's simply a matter of who you have there. You see what I'm saying? Like, so a if you've got an industry of, let's just say, the medical center. So for example, like, a place becomes a medical destination, that means who comes there? Nurses, doctors, you know what I mean? Right? And so probably lawyers, because where you have big hospitals, you probably got big lawyers, right? And so then if you got a hospital, if you got all these hospitals somewhere, then what do you probably have? You probably got some medical schools. You got some medical you see what I'm saying? And so it's like you've got
Yeah.
to have a good market, but then you've also got to have, when you have that market, when you have quality people, then they're going to depend on the city services to work. So maintaining those quality of people means that your city has to be safe, it has to be clean. And then if you really want to get the most out of those people, then what you're going to do is you're going to set up neighborhoods where their children can go to school. That's it. Bam. You got a place where they can work. You got a place where they can live and where they can get around because it's clean. They can go to yoga. They can go walk the dog. They can go
Right. Can't
grocery
do none of
shopping.
that now.
Huh?
You can't do none of that yoga and walking the dog stuff.
Okay. And then watch this. And then last but not least, you don't really want to live in a place where you got to drive your kids somewhere in the opposite direction 20, 30 minutes every morning. You don't want to do that if you don't have to. See what I'm saying? And so that's how you generate revenue in the city. And then next to that, you have people in that industry, right? Or you have just other people in different spaces creating their own businesses, creating tele businesses. Okay, bam. So now I've got a business off of that trains people to be a CNA, right? Now I've got another business off of that. Whoa, bam. I got a pharmacy, right? Now I've got, a phlebotomist. So you've got other businesses that people can start kind of as their side business, right? As a result of having this big thriving market. But the city's got to be working alongside that with good city services, with good schools, right? And then obviously you can put the icing on the cake with amenities. You got the sports, you got the this, you got the that. And so that's really how you do it. You got to find this way to work with all the everything that you have, the geographics, right? The sports, the you just work with everything that you have to attract quality people. That's really what you want. That's really what you want. You just want people that are quality to accumulate into your city, and then they gonna bring the money because that's what quality people got. You know what I mean? Everything just kind of gets better, but it has to
Well,
have a good. Go ahead.
she better do something.
Yeah, yeah. Because my thing is this, like, I hate that, man. I hate that. But again, we're the same way. We're the same type of city. We can eat like this past winter, our pipes burst in Southwest Detroit. You feel me? Like we had brown water. You saw that. We had brown water for a week last week. So my thing is an issue in the city of Detroit can happen like that, like nobody's business. We're gonna need somebody that can respond at 2 in the morning to something
Right.
crazy. You know what I mean? We're gonna need somebody that can make it happen, that can bring people together, that can say, boom, this is how we're moving in this moment. We're gonna get through this, and this is how we're gonna do it. We're gonna need somebody who's
Mhm.
fiscally responsible enough and who's able to find the money. Man, you gotta be able. I listen. You gotta find the money. Man, I'm surprised at what I was doing and how I was moving and shaking when I was out there in the streets. Ooh, how was you finding them? How was you doing all that and buying those big bottles? You don't hear me. I'm talking to no. I wish I had somebody talking back to me. How was you out there doing that? Huh? went out to the club with a $300 tab. How was you doing that and tricking and taking and running over here and get? You find the money to do what you want to do.
Right.
You gonna find the money. You gonna make it.
Always.
Yeah. So pay the people. Pay the people. And if you can't pay the people, then that speaks to your incompetence. That speaks to your incompetence. And if your people can't make a living wage in the city, then it's like, man, we got to reevaluate some stuff in a
Yeah.
major
You got
way.
no choice. You gotta do something.
In a major way. In a major way. What's going on with the floods? What have you heard about the floods down there?
Um, pick up the silver race right there. I don't know how so many people died. There's like 50 something people because it's like 50.
It's my understanding that they are at some type of summer camp.
Yeah, girls.
So my thing is like, if they're in a summer camp down by the creek and the whole creek rises, that's probably how they drown.
Yeah, but I mean, I ain't no way trying to be funny or insensitive. Nobody could swim. Nobody could get out. Like that don't seem like enough water that you would even have to swim in. Now, given it's a lot of water, but walking through that, you should be able to.
Okay, imagine, and this is just me because we went to summer camp when we were kids, right?
Mhm.
Imagine summer camp. One night it's raining, and when we go to sleep, and when you go to sleep, maybe our bunker or our camper is not too far from the creek, not too far from that little river, right? Nothing crazy about
Mhm.
that, right? Because maybe our showers are maybe some whatever. Okay, bam. So it's raining, we sleeping, everybody sleeping, went in early, whatever, and then it's a flash flood and it's an unexpected amount of rain, and that little creek that we were sleeping next to, bam, that's maybe 2 or 3 or 4 feet down that little hill. Now you've got water at the top of that creek, where that street at the top of this whole reservoir, if you want to call it that, this little slope down there to the farm road. You got water all the way up to the farm road, and it happened in the span of 20 minutes while people were sleeping. Now you're talking about, and with pouring down torrential rain, maybe some. That's just the thing that I'm seeing in my mind. You know what I'm saying? In that region, how that could happen. You feel me? Could it happen in Texas City? Could it happen in a city area? Probably never. But could it happen if you got those people down? You see what I'm saying? Not expecting it, and then it's just more rain than you expect, faster than you expect, and then you're in a nature type of environment that maybe you wouldn't be in the natural habitat, like disaster. That's probably what may have happened, and it's really really sad because, like, again, we've all went to those summer camps. We've all been to
Mhm.
them. You know what I mean?
That's
And that
sad.
was,
A bunch of girls too.
yeah, some of our fondest memories are from getting on that little bus at Abundant Life. You know what I mean? And going to the summer camp. So, God rest their souls. Man, that's a crazy, crazy, crazy thing.
Mm. I hate to hear that too. I ain't
Yeah,
know how it happened, but it's happening.
yeah. Because I was looking at a video and they were kind of showing like a still shot, and they were showing how quickly the water rose from the little. There was like a little creek, a little river, and they just showed how quickly it rose. And so it's like, man, you know, that's just sad. That's
Hate
that.
that.
Yeah.
And our house, this
Well,
house right now, it sits up pretty high.
say it again.
This house we had sits up pretty high. The street floods bad, but that's
Mm,
why. This street, you won't hear no time before you realize how bad it floods.
God bless the people. God bless them and keep them. Is our prayer. Okay, well, let me run on from here. I thank you so much for reacting to a couple of things going on here. I really wish I could have gotten to a little bit more of the gun violence in the city, but too gory for a Sunday night. Just know that we need your prayers, and we need um, we need structural change. We need some. We need the type of structural change that intervenes in the lives of our children at a much earlier age. Um, we need more fathers in the home, um, and we just need a a greater sense of community and a greater sense of just you know love for one another and for ourselves. So that's what we need in the city of Detroit. And I think we've been deprived of it for so long that it has kind of it has manifested itself in the way of gun violence and domestic violence. Domestic violence hasn't really been center stage this summer. It's been gun violence this summer, and so just pray for us and pray that we have the type of change that intervenes in the minds of our. What does it take for you to what does it take for you to shoot like a police officer in their hand at 16? Like a police officer, fatally, wounded a young 16-year-old over the weekend, um, because the 16-year-old in a encounter with the officer shot the officer in their hand. I'm not sure if it was a male or female. Well, the officer returned fire, and the teenager turned out to be the individual, the suspect, the assailant, etc. God rest his soul. Turned out to be, what is a 16-year-old doing out with a handgun? What's going on? You know what I mean? It's been a corrosion of our culture. It's been a corrosion of the mental state of our children. At 16, you're out with a shooting at cop. Like, what? So we've got to do something about that.
That's sad. Where was that at?
Right here in the great city of Detroit, Michigan.
Mm.
Right here. Right here. Right here. 2-year-old the other night was hit by a stray bullet.
I got a phone calling me.
All right. Well, I'm getting ready to sign off anyway. Talk to you later. I love you.
All right, thank you so much. Love you.
Have a good one. All right, you all. Again, I think what's happening in Philadelphia is so important. I really do. I think what's happening there is so important. Why? Because it brings to the forefront a question that we have to ask ourselves. Who is going to be the best at managing the chaos that happens in big cities, big old cities? Like, who would have even thought, like like contract negotiations are something that happen, they just happen, and they aren't a thing necessarily, right? Like, until they are, right? Right. And we when we hear about contract negotiations, it's like the writers guild. It's like, a regular person. Writers are regular people. Don't get me wrong, but it seems so distant. It seems so Hollywood, right? Me personally, I mostly hear about contract negotiations and back and forth in sports. That's where I hear most of it. Like, Shannon Sharp big contracts, right? Like, or you know, I just heard that Shea Gildress from OKC's or what is going making $1 million a night or something. It's like he just got this huge contract. Like we hear about contract negotiations and how much we hear it in a way that's foreign or distant. But the people that collect your trash, that hits home. That's, you know what I mean? That's everybody actually. Like, because we've all got so many like human similarities. We've got so many human similarities. Like we all bleed blood. We all, like we all want to be loved. Like, da, da, da. But one of the weird similarities that you never even think to even utter is that like we've all had trash. Mm, mm, wow. Every one of us has had a dirty diaper. We've all had trash. And so that's a pretty important job. And um if they're asking for a comparable raise, then I just don't see how you deny that. And let's have the conversation. And now they're going to have it in an open way, in a robust way, but let's have it. But if you can't give them a comparable wage, a wage increase, and if the wages aren't a living wage per, the studies that are reputable in your own universities and own city, like then that creates a that creates a problem that you have to explain in the city like Philly. You've got to explain it. So who can manage the crisis is the question that we've got to ask in Detroit. If that happens here, something so random as the contract negotiations, and I'm assuming that this, that the city, that the mayor would be the one that handles those negotiations. And so again, I'm not certain that our city government is wired and structured the same way. But what I'm saying is that there are a number of different things that can and will fall on you as the mayor, as the city council, and more often than not, they're tied to money or they require money. And so the question is, who's fiscally responsible? Who can find the money? Who can find the money? Who can make the cuts? And who can put people and business owners and stakeholders in a position to create the growth and the revenue that you need in order to keep this thing going, right? Because at the end of the day, you know, success just breeds success. And attracting successful people, retaining successful people, and then making it easier for successful people to do what makes them successful in your city is what makes the city successful. That's it. I go back to this analogy all the time. The only thing that makes a a a a a a club a good club is pretty women that dance. If the women don't talk to if the women are all stuck up at the club or this particular place, that's not a good club. Maybe, and I'm saying it from the perspective of a man. Maybe a woman's perspective is what, if the man, well, I don't even want to get into the woman's perspective. It's no point. You get my drift, right? What makes a team a good team? A basketball team. If everybody can dunk and shoot. If they've got good players on one team, then the team is good automatically. If you've got successful people in a city that live here, that work here, that play here, that enjoy it here, then the city is successful. period. The homes are going to look that way. The businesses are going to look that way, right? But there is this almost invisible customer service that you give to people via what? City services. City services are the things that city government provides to the residents. How fast the police come when you call them, right? How often and how frequently how often and how efficiently and how effectively they pick up your trash, right? That's kind of what we're talking about, right? The schools, right? The roads, right? That those are the almost invisible, that's what we're offering to the people. And so I guess I'm going on a tangent. I can't even remember what I'm talking about. My thing is this: who can provide that? Who can raise that? We're talking about that city. We're talking about that from the mayoral perspective and from the city council perspective. Who can do those things? Who can have that? Who can manage that dance and find the common ground and find the common thread? That exists, amongst us all, and pull us all higher. Who can do that? That's the question that we're asking, and that's the problem solver that I have presented myself as. Renata Miller has been censured. Renata Miller sues her own neighbors. She sues her own neighbors, even against the legal advice of her own lawyers. She's been censured by her own neighborhood association. Come on in, I'm rapping. Well, don't come on in. I'm rapping. I'm almost done. Willie Burton sleeps in his meetings. I was talking to another police commissioner the other day, and he confirmed that Willie Burton is actually sleeping in his meetings. Somebody else described Willie Burton as potentially being, on the spectrum. Nothing wrong with that. Do you want that person handling your city affairs? That's my point. If you want effective leadership, you ought to write my name in. District 5, City Council. I think you should. And this channel, these videos, these conversations that we're having, demonstrate my ability to find the common thread, to put people in a position to be successful here in the city, and to allow that success to germinate and spread throughout our neighborhoods. I think we can do this work, and I know that if we start now, we can have some success, and it won't take long. But we need your support. We need your help. Whitney Clark for Detroit.com. Whitney Clark for Detroit.com. Whitney Clark for Detroit in YouTube. Put that in YouTube, and you'll see this page. You'll see the other interviews that we've done. I'm excited.